AIPAC asked for something in return for the money, the millions of dollars they gave Kamala Harris, the millions of dollars they gave Cory Booker, the millions of dollars they give Richie Torres, the millions of dollars they give whoever else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know the list is long. If this was Russia, we'd be having a whole different conversation about Russian interference. But nobody seems to have the same smoke when it comes to Israel. I wasn't never supposed to know this much about foreign policy and world politics. And here he is. So what I'm saying is, once you show me a hole in your integrity, we got an issue. And we have an issue until the issue is cleared. We're not sweeping it under the rug. We're going to clear it. And my issue was Kamala could not clear it. And that is sad, going up against Donald Trump. She should have been able to clear it. Clear it all. But the reason why she couldn't clear it, and the number one reason why she couldn't clear it that y'all won't admit, is conflict of interest. You're telling me what Kamala could not and couldn't do because she was the vice president, and yet she's running to be our next president. Conflict of interest. If you cannot run for the office and break away from what was, it's a conflict of interest. That means we're getting the same shit over and over again. So I don't want to vote and then get the okie doke afterwards to find out you're not going to, that you could, well, I couldn't do any, I couldn't know. Show me right now. That's why people on Mondami's ass right now, because they like, wait, hold up a second. You need to respond correctly on this global antifada, I think it is, antifada, something. Antifada, I think it is. Y'all know when I get excited that I can't place, plots, down. Do you want to go in the garage? That's why they on Mondami ass right now. Because they need to make sure that he is really about that life and not going to be capitulating to these Zionists. Oh my God, I was supposed to stay back. I was supposed to pull back from all this. Oh. Listen, y'all got to listen. But if Kamala, somebody's saying, but if Kamala was at the White House, at least the states would be covered. Now, not only in Gaza and turmoil, but we are too. But that's the point. That's the point. That's the point. That's the point. You have got to stop separating yourself from the troubles of the world. We got to stop doing it. You can't do it. We can't do it no more. That's the old way. That's the white supremacist way. Let me tell you something about hell. That's not a fake place. It's a place here on earth. It's one of the 10 worlds. It's something you can look up in Buddhism called the mutual possession of the 10 worlds. Hell is right here. So you cannot think, it is arrogant for you to think that somebody else is going to experience hell and you get to skate off scot-free. It don't work like that. So no, you are right. We are all in turmoil right now because of that very reason. Because people thought that they could escape this. They thought that they could opt out. They thought that they could scroll past it. I'm sorry I get passionate about it because it's just like my whole thing was dialogue. Dialogue. That's how we change the world. Not destruction, not bombs, not all these other things. And when you try to prevent dissent and dialogue, when you say, excuse me, I'm speaking, and you don't allow Palestinian voices at the DNC, you don't allow trans voices at the DNC, but you're supposed to convince us that you're going to have all of our best interests at heart. Fool me once. So all I'm saying is, could we have been honest about it all? Could all the people who I used to be friends with stop saying you're hurting the situation and all be like, you know what, you got a point, Kamala, what says you on this? Oh, you're not moving on that? Well, we need you to move on that in order for us to give you this money. We're going to be like AIPAC. We're asking for something in return for these millions of dollars that we're giving you. That's why I was so dumbfounded when there were trans women who wanted to get together and do a call for Kamala. I'm like, girls, we can't even get them to get our document. What? She won't even sit on live TV and say that we have the right to bodily autonomy just like any other woman. She says that women across the board should have a bodily autonomy when it comes to abortion. But when it came to trans stuff, she said I would defer to the state laws and what the law says. The hell? I'm not taking crumbs from people that I have been in rooms with and met with for decades. This ain't her first time at the rodeo. So no, we're not taking crumbs on that. No, you know better. Do better. Hell no. And ain't nothing wrong. So all I'm saying is, if everybody could have been above board with the critiques and not try to silence the things and said we was all going to push her and y'all was going to vote for her, then fine. But all of us was looking at you sideways because we're all asking, what does pushing look like to you? Because y'all not doing it during Biden's administration. Biden licking ice cream and sending money over to Netanyahu. Y'all not pushing. What does pushing look like? Show me. So I don't believe you, because the people who are pushing. And everybody else is fucking trying to get a photo op at the White House. Get out of here. No. Let me tell you something. Shorty with the glasses. Let me tell you something. Shorty with the glasses on Instagram says, I'm not in disagreement with you, but letting the affairs of another country be the deciding factor in our national election. America doesn't exist in a vacuum. We should be outraged, but we are now. Exactly. How are the foreign affairs? Why is that the first question in the New York mayoral race of what would be your first, asking them if they were going to, like, you could see the whole line of questions leading to, are you pro-Israel at the bottom line? Why is it a factor in the New York mayoral race? Why is it that all 50 states could send up, this was back a year ago, okay? So I don't even know the updated numbers. But I know when I first started really waking up to all of this, I was like, now wait a minute. Each state can send up to $10 million of our tax dollars to send to Israel war bonds. I think that's what they called it. Do you know that Megan Thee Stallion came to Atlanta and had to cancel her concert because the water main broke, or whatever, the water infrastructure broke down? Do you know how broke down the infrastructure is here in Atlanta while they try to pour millions of dollars into a cop city while the cops train with the IDF? Do you see the military force that they're trying to come out with on people here? That's because people thought that defunding the police was too much of a scary thing when we first started saying that. Well, this the slogan don't work, and it's just the word is how you say it. Ain't nobody saying that when they defunding education. Ain't nobody saying that now as they y'all get it there. They doing it. Art says pushing looks like putting skin in the game and a foot upon the fire, that the mighty and powerful be held to account, weighed in the scales against the blood of the poor and innocent. Ashe. Yes. Carlisha, hey Carlisha. Carlisha said, talk that talk. Yes, yes. Y'all here. Y'all here. Did you return from acting? So yes, I actually have 2 auditions tomorrow that I have to get done tomorrow. We need language that advances the cause without triggering opposition. Defend the police needs a new name. Defund the police, you mean? But yes, defund. But how? But here's the thing: it's not about, because it's not about that. It's about the fact that we have people. This is the thing: we have algorithms that are trying to make us change the way we speak and communicate to each other, okay, and not be speaking things plain. So the reality is, when they create the budgets for our for the Congress and for all these, for education, for all these different things, they defund certain programs to fund other programs. This is language they use all the time. So when we say defunding, we're talking about reallocation, which we also talk about. We also talk about reallocating funds from police to mental health services, so that when a Black person is having a mental health crisis, they're not seen as a threat. They can be seen as a patient. And we're not sending the wrong people to respond to the situation. Because again, responsibility, for us to take responsibility for our communities and for each other, means that we are increasing our ability to respond. We are sending the right person to respond. We're making sure the right person is there to we're making sure the wrong person is not in there to respond. That's gonna mess it up and make it worse. So we need to stop we need to stop cowering down to people and the language police, especially when it comes to regular words that's in a dictionary and words that are used all the time in certain professions, especially when you're talking about accounting and all kind of other things. Like, the girls have got to grow up. The girls have got to grow up. With Justice said, Miss Ross, the CIA is closing in on your location. You got to contact your socialist associate. They're coming. Girl, fuck them. Fuck the CIA. Fuck them. And I mean that with my whole ass. My whole ass. I truly do mean that. I really do. I come from a lineage of Buddhists who have died in prison for their beliefs. You understand what I'm saying? And if I'm in prison, listen, if I go to jail, not for prostitution, not for robbing nobody, not for pulling a Luigi, but for speaking my rights about the right for all humans to live, if I am jailed for that, then so be it.